guys, Rob here. I hope you're well. I'm home today at Chez Rob, and what is it? It's the 23rd of May, and the other day was the anniversary, a year anniversary, of Siouxsie playing at the Cruel World Festival at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, in the USA. And what a performance that was, and what an evening that was. And though you can't see it, there's the canvas above my head on the wall here of me standing up at the end of the gig on the drum riser, taking a picture of Sue with her arms outstretched. I think we just finished the song Israel because she's holding the jingle thingy bobs. And yeah, I just thought it was worth sort of posting a little video about it, because I know at the time it was on, CBS News and Sky and, all the news channels, helicopters flying around with the searchlights and stuff, fire trucks going off, because, what happened was we were supposed to play there on the Saturday night, which was the 20th, and we ended up playing on the 21st in the end. And, there was, when Iggy Pop was playing, who was the band on before us, and we had gone to the side of the stage and were watching it and loving it, another legend jumping around the stage. We're not really jumping, he was a bit slower these days, but incredible energy this man's got. And of course, the whole history with music is amazing. And of course, his radio show and stuff. He's just cool, man. He's just cool. And his band were kicking, they were fantastic. The nerves were kicking in, and then we went back to our dressing rooms and getting ready. And then someone had said they'd seen some fork lightning over the hills in the distance. I didn't think anything of it. And then, I was getting into the zone, doing the things you do. Siouxsie's manager comes up saying, it's all halted, it's stopping, it's not happening. We have to wait a bit. And then eventually, of course, the drama unfolded that it would have been extremely dangerous, which it would have been. I don't know if anybody's seen those horrific scenes of, big stage rigs falling into the audience. There's been a few things. I mean, I can't watch them. I just watched the first bit and I've got to pause it. I'm like, why am I watching this? People have died or injured. This is horrific. And, if that had happened at that festival, we'd be talking about a very different thing. If somebody had said, it'll be fine, let's just go and do it, there could have been some really horrific outcomes for, everyone on the stage, all the audience members, and all the families that would affect. And it makes me feel emotional just talking about it. It would have been horrible. But of course, at the time, it's kind of like, we need to do it. We'll be fine. It's rock and roll and all that business, which, we need that kind of ego and that drive. But of course, the sensible thing was to pull it. And then, of course, it got extremely emotional backstage because, lots of tears, lots of people folding and stuff, because it was just the build up to that gig was huge for us as a band coming back together. And of course for Siouxsie too, of course, it was kind of like, great, thank you. The gods up there, or the aliens who was whoever in control, it was like, thanks for that, building us up for this. And we thought we'd just be getting a plane home and that would be the end. And the audience were upset, they were shouting and chanting things, and the fire department were using the PA to say, look, you must leave, it's dangerous, and when you do leave slowly, don't panic. And but it was just crazy. It was like a real kind of Armageddon moment or something. The car park was blocked, people were panicking, no one was giving way to people, and because people were scared, and we were scared backstage, all of us, because there's maybe, I don't know, maybe 100 people at the front, security people, and then there's those flimsy kind of fences that they use at festivals with the sort of canvas on them so they can't see through, and they're about 20 foot tall or something, 30 foot tall. But they're not going to stop, thousands of people rushing the stage if they're angry and a bit drunk and whatever else. So it was kind of like, how are we going to get out of here? This is like, So all these things happening all at the same time. And of course, we weren't aware that this was being kind of streamed live out to Fox News and CBS, as I say, and Sky and all the various BBC and all the various news companies. We had no idea that it was news because we were in it. And it was only our friends, who the next day were messaging saying, "My God, I just saw this on TV. God, are you guys okay? What happened?" And there's a bit of a kerfuffle in the media about it. And it was like, wow. And and as I say, thankfully, it all turned out okay that evening and everyone went back home. And then, of course, the news broke that we were going to be coming back and gigging on the Sunday, the next day, which was the 21st. So it was like, blimey, we are still doing it. And some people couldn't make it back. They had already got flights and stuff home. And as I say, I'm sorry for those people because, what can you say? I mean, it was a shame. They've got lives to go back to and what have you. And fate was dealt a cruel hand there, I think. But, for the people who could come back, and there was a good 30,000, if not more. I mean, I was looking at that picture I posted on my social media, and it definitely looks like more. But anyway, I'm certainly not going to try and count them all. And the people who did come back, they got a great show because Gary Newman was staying on site anyway in his tour bus. So they agreed to start the evening. And I think the evening started about 5-ish or 6 o'clock, something like that. And then Iggy was actually already home virtually. He came back with his band. He said, "No, we'll come back and do it." And he came back and did his set again. And both Gary and Iggy knocked it out of the park. They were just full of gusto to get this thing done. It was that kind of Dunkirk spirit that we can do this. And then, of course, we went on. And the benefit of us going on the next day was that we could play a much longer set, which was more like the set we'd been doing around the theatres in Europe, a few weeks before, maybe a month before, I can't remember. And we got out and we played our whole set, and it was incredible being on that drum riser, and even just walking towards the drum riser was just incredible, hearing the roar of the crowd. And through everything, we were still going to do the show through the night before, all the dramas and, the tears and the shock and a bit angry and a bit like, I don't know what to do. To suddenly be able to release that through a 2-hour set plus encores was, incredible. Such an experience. And to share it with, my bandmates. We've got Chris Tuttle on guitar. We've got on my right-hand side on the stage, we've got Steve Evans, who's the MD, and is running laptops, playing keyboards, playing Darabuka, playing bits of guitar, doing backing vocals, extra percussion. I mean, he's a busy boy. And then, of course, Joe Short on bass, who's always on my far right. Together, it was like when I watch those documentaries about any great band that I love, and they're talking about being in the eye of the storm, but being in the center of it all when it's all kicking off. So you've got the media saying, "Oh, this is great." You've got the fans loving it. "Oh, this is great." Everyone's loving it, and then you're in the middle looking out at yourself at this thinking, what is this about? This is a bit weird. And I must admit, there was a very small bit of that, in a very small way for us all. And we were all texting the other day when it was the anniversary, because it's the 23rd now, so it was 2 days ago. So we were all texting each other and saying, "Oh, do you remember? And it was a wonderful feeling. And I know Siouxsie's HQ, if you're a fan of Siouxsie, you would have seen that come up on her social media, and then I shared it, and then I did one of my own. But it brought back loads of emotions, and good emotions. It wasn't mixed or anything. It was great, all that passion and emotion that we had on the Saturday, we could then put back into the music and generate that through the music on the Sunday. And in a way, I wish it had been recorded. Or maybe I don't. Sometimes you look back at things and it's best just remembered here rather than footage. But there are fan footage on phones, which is always poor quality and stuff. But, it's just that picture, I think, that I've got in my front room here of us playing at that festival with Siouxsie and I'm on the drum riser. And I think that was used. I know the management used that, and very positive. So I just wanted to do a little thing on that. And if anyone's got any questions, you can obviously post things down below. And again, I keep saying it, forgetting to say at the beginning, thanks for liking, subscribing, boom, boom, boom. And if you haven't hit the notification bell, do so, blah, blah, blah. Much appreciated. Keeps this little channel of mine ticking along. So wow, a year, how quickly that went by. But for me, it was a great experience. I've never played to that many people before. On the Jonathan Ross show with Sue, we played to like 10 million or something. But, that's going through the tubes, so to speak, in the old days. That's being broadcast. This is a very different experience when they're actually there in front of you. And I don't want to nitpick over the numbers. It was an incredible amount of people that could come back, and the energy that they were giving, because they were thankful it was happening too. Remember, it's a two-way thing. If they were just like, great, glad you made it, then it would have been a different thing. But of course, they were so up for it. And such a diverse amount of people of different ages and backgrounds and you know, looks and images, and how you could get someone who, you know, looks like, I don't know, they could be a chartered accountant next to someone who's there in full Siouxsie sort of makeup and garb and everything. And the generation gap, the generations are amazing as well. Like literally, so on some gigs, you know, we had the kids, the parents and the grandparents coming to the shows, which again, you know, it's a wonderful thing to see. So they showed the love. We certainly gave it back. And staying in Santa Monica, which is where we were staying through that week, was a lovely experience as well. Lots of lovely memories of going to different cafes, walking around the area, going to the beach and everything. It was just brilliant. You know, it was so enjoyable. And going along that stretch of Malibu and stuff, and going up to the DW factory and seeing Don Lombardi again and hanging with him, and at the time seeing the prototypes of the electric stroke acoustic drum kits, which are now out and about, but being able to see those and being, can't say a word, being one of the, not the first people, but being someone who was allowed into that inner circle and try one out was amazing. I haven't really looked at them since to see if any of the things I mentioned was, you know, implemented, but who cares? You know, I was part of that team, and it felt good just to be there for that day, and sharing that with me was pretty awesome. So yeah, Cruel World, a year on, blimey. Can't believe it. You know, I live it every day because of the canvas on the wall here of the picture, but yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you. It was one of the greatest gigs for me. It was a drum kit wise, it was a DW endorsement, you know, sort of kit that I had there, which was amazing because on that tour I wear a certain colour nail varnish on different gigs. And it was bizarre that my girlfriend did my nails before I left. And when I got to the show, the drum kit was a similar colour to my nail varnish. And I've got some pictures that'll prove that. So attention to detail, and also the universe responding and giving you those kind of things. Amazing. Serendipity and all that kind of stuff. Wonderful. And I actually could use my cymbals as well. So it was nice to have my own cymbals on that gig. And yeah, what can I say? It was amazing. So thanks for watching. Any questions on the Cruel World show or something, or if you were there, please send me a message. I know some people have done. It was a hell of a ride, and once in a lifetime experience. Okay, thanks for watching. There'll be more vids popping in. I realise I'm not always doing Tuesdays and Fridays now. Sometimes you might get one video a week, 2 videos, 3 videos, 4 videos a week. It depends on my workload and what's going on and so on. So just keep looking for that notification bell, hit it, and then you'll get the notification of when I'm posting my erratic videos. Anyway, thanks for watching, whether you're a Siouxsie fan or not. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.